I'm not gonna get copyrighted, am I? Just till after this line. Okay, I'll stop it there, maybe. Oh, I don't want to get copyrighted. Welcome to the week wind down, guys. The first of many, I think. I don't know. The week wind down. Is that good? Is that catchy? It can be. It will be catchy. It's just basically where we just talk. Well, I talk to you and you join in the conversation on your end as whatever. It's just like girl talk, okay? Late night talk, whatever. It's 10 to 12 at night. So, you know, we're just here and it's basically us just chatting over a glass of wine. Why not? Yes. Just one glass, guys. After this, I'm gonna go to sleep because my husband and my daughter are sleeping. And but I thought, you know, this could be fun. I don't know what it's gonna be, what it's gonna become, but this is a pretty full glass. My gosh, I didn't intend to fill it this much, but here we are. To the week and to the next week. Hopefully we see it next week. Hopefully we see the week next, after next. Oh my gosh. I swear I didn't take a sip yet, okay? But to the week that we've had, to the week that we will have, and to all of the weeks that hopefully, by God's grace, we will see. Come on. Can I just play this like for like 10 seconds? I don't know how long I can play it before I get copyrighted. Come on. I put 2 cubes of ice in here. I don't know if it's just watery or it's one of the wines. It's a screw top wine. So I heard somewhere where there's a difference between a cork and screw top. Screw tops are meant to be, you know, you drink them rather quickly. They don't have to sit. They're not meant to sit for a long time like corkscrew wines. So I opened this bottle. This is Stella Rosa, Stella black, and I opened this bottle like a couple weeks ago. So I don't know if it's stale. Does wine get stale? So I don't know if that's the reason why it tastes stale or whatever. But whatever it is, if it's just grape juice at this point, that's fine because I'm not trying to get cuckoo here. But how are you? I'm sorry, I'm going on and on. How are you? Did you have a good week? High, low? What's the high? What's the low? That's something I'm trying to get Connie and I to do. Well, we've done it a couple times, but I saw it in a movie once. It was with Bruce Willis and Michelle Pfeiffer, I think. And they ask each other like high, low. So what's one high from the day and what's one low from the day? So yeah, do you have a high? Is there a low? Are there a few lows? Are there a few highs? That's always good. That's always good. So I just got out of the shower. My hair is not wet. I just put it up because I didn't want it to get wet. But after the shower, I slathered on CeraVe, just like how I mentioned in the IGTV skincare routine that should actually already be posted because this is going to go up on Friday. Well, today. But it's going to go up. It should have gone up earlier in the day. So maybe like in the morning, I think I'm going to post it. So tomorrow morning. But this, of course, is going to go up till Friday night. So I mentioned in that routine that basically all I use for moisturizer on my skin is the CeraVe moisturizing cream. I guess it's marketed, or it's on the bottle. It says that it's supposed to be for the body, but it's appropriate for the face too, guys. It's appropriate for everywhere. So right after I get out of the shower, my face is still damp, and directly, boom, the cream goes on. And then after a few minutes, after the moisturizing cream has enough time to settle, I go in with my active. So my retinol, which is, there it is, Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair Retinol. This is the fragrance free, so no fragrance. Oof, yeah. So I love and I appreciate that it's in a glass, because it helps keep the efficacy of the product. So, you know, it doesn't sit in direct sunlight. It sits on my vanity, next to my sink in my bathroom. So it doesn't come in contact with sun at all. And it's in a jar, a glass jar. So if that ever were to happen, then it would keep the product well intact. So I don't have my spatula that I usually go in with. I don't usually like to dip my finger in here, but my hands are clean. And so I'm just gonna really take like a pea-sized amount for the whole face. So I really hope I don't get copyrighted dinged for this music going on. So let's see here. Yep. Oh, that's a lot right there. So the skin is moisturized, the moisturizer is absorbed, and now we're gonna go in. Just dot it too. I used to be so intimidated by this product because it is the first product other than what I have been using that I've introduced to my routine. And it's not just any product, it's a stinking retinol. It's an active, so it's pretty potent, and I think I've gotten a little bit used to using it, and more so used to and comfortable using it because I know that I wear sunscreen every day, and that's a must if you use any type of retinol, tretinoin, what is that gel, different gel that they sell over the counter. So you know, I'm confident that when I apply this active, that it's okay, and I haven't broken out. I haven't gotten irritated from it. I've used it a couple times already, so I'm very glad that I can incorporate an active like this, because that's pretty much all that I use, and that's all that I would apply. It's important though, if you do use this type of active, from what I've learned from Dr. Dre, that it's applied to moisturized skin, not damp skin, not dry skin, especially not dry skin, because that's just gonna kick up irritation, and you, of course, you don't want that, and it's gonna, you know, enhance pilling and, you know, itchiness, redness maybe, or if you are prone to inflammation, oh my gosh, that's gonna go to like a not good place. So make sure that the skin is moisturized, and whatever moisturizer you use has settled in and absorbed into the skin, so that it has a nice layer to go on, and a good base for it. Yeah? So that's pretty much it. I didn't mention this in my IGTV because I think I was pretty much just talking about the products that I use during the day, which is sunscreen, moisturizer, and face wash. But that kind, even face wash, I don't use in the morning. I just wash my face with water, and then the face wash I use in the evening. So, are you guys having a glass of wine with me? If so, which one? Leave it down in the comments. Let me know if I should try. Also, I'm using a lash serum. I'm not gonna tell you which one yet. I'm not gonna tell you, because I want to let you know if it works. The problem is I've gotten this maybe like a week ago, and I haven't been using it as often, like every day, as it says that you should, to see result, right? I used it, I think I missed like 2 or 3 days, and I'm just like, ugh, because those days I wore mascara, and I use waterproof mascara, which is like the absolute worst to take off. And with my lashes being as brittle and weak and just not very strong at all, especially, I guess it has something to do with like postpartum hair loss, if that's a thing. I don't know. I've been postpartum for almost a year already. But yeah, wearing mascara and lashes and liner, like anything around that eye area, is such a hassle. And I mean, it's not a hassle taking off. It's just seeing one lash come off at a time. And I don't want to do that. So I think I'm gonna maybe not wear mascara or any type of like eye product that's close to the lash line anymore, because I want my lashes to grow. I want them to grow. So I got a lash serum that had really great reviews. I'm not gonna tell you just yet because I want to be not active, but I want to be diligent in applying it every night and hopefully see some results. I mean, I want the results to speak for itself. Is that, if that makes sense? Like, I don't have to tell you, hey guys, by the way, I've been using a lash serum, and can you tell? No, you can't. It's still bald, Kapua. It's still bald, so. And you can probably Google gold lash serum, and it's gonna come up. So if you do that, then fine, but I'm not gonna tell you now. So it basically just tells you one dip from the bottle is all that you need for both lashes, both sides. But I don't listen. And I go in for a second dunk. Dunk. Just one time in and then out. And then I go right across. Right across like that. Bam. Yes. Love that. And since we're here, let me clean up them eyebrows too. Oh my gosh, guys. So how was your day? How was your week? I tell you. I'm gonna, alright, another piece of ice left in there. I kind of feel like now, I don't mean to sound like petty, and I don't mean to sound stupid, but I feel as if my life is so insignificant. Hold on. I feel like it's insignificant because I'm home all day. I'm home all day, and I know that I have a full-on human being to look after, and now my grandma is here with us. You know, I have a house, a home to take care of. That's not really where I'm coming from. I'm coming from, like, I feel like I was only ever active and significant, I guess you could say, when I had a 9 to 5. Like when I was working physically, you know, in stores, in the public, you know, with the public. And I don't know why that is. Why I feel that way. It's so weird. It's just a different season, and I get, you know, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to, even though it's already almost been a year, you would think, right? But not necessarily for me. But yeah, it's taken a little bit to really settle into this mama role. Well, I've settled into the mama role. It's the role of being housewife too. That's the part I'm kind of about, if you know what I'm saying. So, I tell you, it's an interesting season for sure, but yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I get to finally do what I love. You guessed it. This. Exactly this. Okay, I'm gonna address this right now. My girl from Europe, Adina, she called these she called these rocket ships or something, honey. They ain't rocket ships. They're tweezers. Okay, they're tweezers. I use these because they were the very first tweezers I ever really saw, because my mom used them. My mom uses this exact type of tweezer, and she would use it for her eyebrows, and it was just kind of the ones that I first picked up and used. So that's why I still have them, and I have like a few of them too. I think two or three. But I have a regular pair of tweezers too. Okay, don't come for me. But I don't like these. These are actually my husband's. They're the regular these type. But I don't know. I like that I'm able to really open my fingers like this. I don't know. These kind of constricting, you know, you can only go so wide, and I don't know what it is. It's just when you get so mad to one thing, you just can't let it go, you know. And so that's the dealio with my tweezers. These are from Revlon. I don't know if Revlon are the only ones that make this type of tweezer anymore, but they're the best for me anyway. I love them. I've gotten so used to them, and I feel like I tend to pinch my skin more with the other ones rather than with these. Probably because, of course, I'm so used to using these, but yeah. So, same. It's hot. This rain night really, like, oh my gosh. Falling. Ooh. Alright. Ta 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 ta. So the reason why I'm deciding to go through with these videos, like these unedited, unfiltered types, is because the views on them were high. But then when I looked at the analytics, I mean, I don't really understand all of the details, but from what I could tell, or from what kind of how it made sense to me, was the average person only stays to watch for about 3 minutes and then they hop off. So that's not good, right? Because you want them to stay for a longer period of time and watch. But if they're hopping off after 3 minutes, that's kind of, you want them to stay. So I don't know if it's good that I'm getting views, or if it's better if I get a longer average watch time. Is that what it's called? I'm not sure. But hey, it's okay. I'm just trying to get myself out of that bubble. Like, you gotta have this edited, you gotta have this right, you gotta have this cleaned and cut and all that kind of stuff. I'm just doing this because I can create and I can upload it and we can just chat and talk story. Even if you've probably already clicked out of this like a minute ago, that's fine. But yeah, gosh, this ring light is making me sweat. I should put the AC on. My neighbors have they have a few friends over in the garage, and they're just like, I can see from our window here, they have raw fish, they have poke, they have all types of poo-poo out, they have the folding tables out, and they're just talking story, and I love that. I don't know. I enjoy seeing fellowship. I enjoy being in fellowship. But it just blesses me when I see people gather, and when I see people laughing and just enjoying life and celebrating life, and just being together. I love that so much. And they have 3 boys, 2 boys and 1 girl, and they were all downstairs too with them, and that really blesses me. I love that very much. But Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of, well, I wasn't speaking of it, but I have those 2 new products that I have to try out that I just got in the mail the other day. It's the Anastasia Brow Freeze and the Lancome Blur and Go. God, that thing been real worth it because Desi be emptying out my pockets. I'm not usually one that immediately goes after what, you know, every and any influencer recommends, but usually between Desi, Tati, I don't care what you think. I love Tati to death still. And if she were to come back tomorrow, I'd watch her in a heartbeat. Still subscribed. Desi, Tati, there's Alexis, I think her name. She has like pixie cut hair. I think, well, her hair is mint right now, but it's usually like platinum blonde or blonde. And her videos, her YouTube videos are just, they're straight to the point. Literally, like some of them can be like 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes long, because that's how straight to the point she gets. She cuts right to the chase. There's no like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you don't know me, no, she's just like, okay, so here's how I put on eyeliner, and she goes at it. I love that so much. Her, I just actually found her a few weeks ago, but I enjoy watching her videos. So Desi, Tati, Alexa, and then a few, you know, celebrity makeup artists that recommend things. Oh, Nikki Makeup on Instagram, and a few others that I will swipe up and buy. Actually, this time with Desi, with the eyeliner lashes, and this Blur and Go stick, this was probably the first time, the first times that I've actually swiped up and bought something immediately off of a recommendation. Usually I'll screenshot it or remember, and then, you know, a couple days later, a few days later or whatever, I'll buy it. But this was the first time I actually swiped up, bought it through her link. So I know that she probably got commission off of, no, she did get commission off of that. But, you know, that just was like kind of crazy because I've been following them for years, following her for years, and to think that was like the first time. And then when it comes to her products, like her glasses, I own almost all of her glasses from Key when she was working with Key Australia. Yeah. Love that girl. And I miss Tati. I miss Tati so much. I'm just done with the drama. I'm done with the drama. All of the drama. Yeah. This song is on repeat. Just plucking my eyebrows. Oh, it's light. I'm sweating. Mm-hmm. Let's find a different song. Sissy baby. La, 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 la. What's another like? How do you go to the, oh, there's the artist. Go to artist. Let's see who pops up. Oh, Blurred Lines. I remember that song. That's an old one. When was that from? 2013. Good grief. Okay. Let's see. Appears on more similar artists. Jamie Foxx, John Legend, and Neo? Jamie Foxx? Love the Jamie Foxx name. Scissors phone case, Mana Trend, plug, period. I need to find a pop socket, but I can't find one that's like an oat. This is like an oat color. Cream color? Oat color. I love this. I want to find a pop socket that is exactly this tone, but I think I'm gonna have to go with white, which is fine, but I would prefer to find one like this oat color. All right, let's see. Oh, Okay, don't hate on me, cause oh, this is a good song. Am I gonna get copyrighted? I hope not, cause then that means this whole video is cracked. Cracks. I'll keep it in the background so you don't hear it as loud. Yeah. Ladies, Mr. Jamie Foxx. Mr. Fox. Oh, guys. Should I even go there? I don't even know if y'all are here long enough to hear me talk on this topic or topics. But the topic of you're a Christian and you're drinking wine and you're listening to secular music. Yes. Yes, I am. First of all, the last time I had a glass of wine, I can't even remember. I know of other very well-known YouTubers that if I named, you probably know, that have glasses of wine much more often than I do. No, not this part. Secondly, secular music, rarely do I listen to it like this. Okay, I'll probably hear a tune of it on TikTok. Here. I probably hear like a clip of it on TikTok for 30 seconds. And that's the extent of my listening to secular music. Let me just, let me deal with this, and then you deal with your spirit of gluttony or your spirit of fornication. I'm not hating, guys. There are worser things in the world. So if just pray for me. Just pray for me that I get it together. Okay? God, Lord knows I can use some prayer and use some getting together. Because honestly, period. I could. Sarisha. Ow. Ow, I hate these little hairs. Hairs up here. Oh, miss. Okay, I better stop because if I pluck anymore, I'm not gonna have an eyebrow. Period. And period. And period. I love this part when he says, oh, never mind. Not that part. Ugh. I don't want that part. Okay. How's this eyebrow? I think she's good. This one is shaped so... No, this one is shaped weird. This one is shaped okay. When I fill this one in, chef's kiss. When I fill this one in, oh my god. This is a nightmare. This one. It's just growing hair in all the weird places. But, this is what you get for over plucking in high school. And thinking that chola eyebrows are in. I don't know what the heck, honestly. I could have used some prayer back then. Brothers and sisters in Christ. Honestly, I'm bleeding up there. Ouch. I love it when she says. Okay, if it's like those tiny hairs, let me try with this tiny twiggles. How long is this video already? I'm capping it at like 20-25 minutes. But I don't know how long it's been so far. Oh, I feel like getting something. I wanna go to Jen's, guys. I don't care how many stinking times. Jen's will be like our #1 forever and ever and ever. Specifically Jen's Aloha. No hate to Pro Ridge, Pro City. Aloha is just where it's at. Always, always, always. It was where Kanye first took me on our first date. We've gotten to know a lot of the servers. Well, a lot of them aren't there anymore, but there's one manager that's still there. And Nick, love him so much. He's so awesome. And he's so cool. He always hooks us up all the time when we come in. I hope he never leaves, but you know, when you know somebody's just destined for greatness, like bigger and better things, not to say that a restaurant isn't bigger and better things. He is a manager. I think he might be the restaurant manager, the overall restaurant manager. But you know, there's just something about him that I know he's gonna go much further, bigger places, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, over it. Mr. Fox. Ladies. Period. Excuse me. I just love saying. I just love saying that. My niece, my nephews, my niece says it all the time, and then I say it, and then my nephew, the one that I tutor, he's like, all the time. Sorry. Okay, what's... Oh, Lord. Let's try... Whoa. Oh, okay, hold on. Who is these? Oh, is this the kind? Can't help but wait. Come on. What album is that on? Good grief. Okay, I thought... Oh, there it is. Oh. Wow, that's high school, honey. Right there. That's Can you believe? Oh, I can't believe. Okay. I think that will be it. Oh God, here we go. Bad. Oh my gosh. Oh. Ugh. Okay. I'm calling it quits right now. Stop it. Calling it quits. I'll just... Till you get back with him, things don't change. I have so many freckles, it's not even funny. My dad, that's why. Well, my mom has a lot of freckles too, but I remember my dad having a lot, all over his body. And yeah. I never told you guys, like, really my dad, like my testimony of my dad, or like my relationship with him. He's not around because he's dead, you know, he passed away. I didn't mean to laugh. He passed away in 2012. No, 2012? Or was it 2011? No, I can't remember. Either 2012, no, I think it was 2012. And then we had his funeral in 2013. Guys, I'm sorry, I can't remember, but he passed. He had gotten into a pretty crappy car accident on Molokai. While I was, I think when I had just gotten to Kamehameha, so like my ninth grade year, and yeah, it was pretty. It was bad. He had flew out head first through the front window, and ended up landing on the other side of a huge like dirt mount. You know how when dirt is just piled up on each other and it ends up making like this hill? Well, this hill ended up, it stretched from like for miles, and he ended up on the other side of this hill of dirt or whatever. and so nobody could see him from the road, right? Because he was on the other side, and so was this truck. No, that's how he was found, because of the truck. It had I'm not really sure what had the details, but I think it was difficult for people to find him because of how far he flew. It took them a while to figure out, to find where he was, because that's how far he flew, and he was on the other side or something like that. I can't remember like the details. Anyway, he ended up had a huge hole in his head. He was in the ICU for a really long time, and he actually would still be alive today, had it not have been for certain reasons. You know, one big huge reason being, you know, money issues. And you know, the sad part about it was my mom and him had gotten divorced like I think a year or so before that, or a couple years before, I'm not sure, but they were already divorced. And so power of attorney was obviously not hers, because they were separated, they weren't together anymore. And unfortunately, because I wasn't 18, I didn't have power of attorney either. So it ended up being given to his one and only relative living alive, aside from me, was his brother. And that's like a whole can of worms that have yet to be really addressed, because unfortunately my own uncle didn't make it to my own dad's funeral. Crappy, huh? Very crappy. And so I haven't talked to my uncle since my father was in the hospital. And even after he was in the hospital, he actually would still be alive today, if he had just gotten the appropriate, you know, therapy, physical therapy, counseling. I mean, he was fully alive and fully ready to go, but it came down to money, you know, who's going to pay the medical bills. And he was just put into a home, you know, and it was really hard, because I was in boarding school. I was a Kamehameha, so there was really nothing that I could really do. And I feel horrible that I didn't make more of an effort to see my dad, because I was on island. And it was hard because my mom really couldn't do anything, because it was financially, it was tough, obviously. But I don't think that that was a big enough reason to not give somebody at least a chance to to make it, you know, to try and live, you know, and function. And you know, and even when he was bedridden, it's not like he wasn't functioning. It's just that he could have, I believe he would still be here today. But you know, times were tough, and my mom was still on Molokai working, and I was at Kamehameha. And you know, there was really no place, I guess, we could have kept him. So he was in a nursing home in friggin' Waipaho, I think, Pro City, this Filipino nursing home. And it's so sad. I believe that one day, you know, I'm gonna have to face my uncle, and my uncle's gonna have to face me. And it's so heartbreaking that we haven't spoken since then. It's like we're completely disconnected, you know. The house that was his, and my that was my dad's and my grandma's, was completely taken care of, you know, sold to the highest bidder. And when it really should have been mine, that's another can of worms. But that's pretty much, you know. But thankfully enough, I know that my mom's oldest sister and her husband visited my dad. Um, visited my dad. I don't know if often or frequently, but I know that they did lead him in a sinner's prayer. So I know where he's at. I know where he is, and I think that's why I I know that I'm healed, completely healed, because that was a prophetic word that came to me the year after he died, or maybe like a couple months after his funeral, was the prophet asked if I had forgiven my father. And he asked again, totally forgiven. And he asked again if the book was closed. And I said, sealed. But then he replied, but not completely healed. Wow, crazy, right? Crazy. So I don't know how long this video is going for, but right after this, I'm gonna finish this and then close this, and then I'll wrap it up. But that prophetic word was really what launched me into kind of like a sozo, like a lifelong, I mean, that was back in 2013, 2012, and it's 2021. So it was kind of like a launching pad for deep inner healing and restoration for me and my daddy, and even for my uncle, and for his wife, and for their kids, my first cousins that I don't even really know what they look like anymore. I don't even know if I've actually ever met them, which is crazy to say, but that's the truth. And if any of my family is watching this, I will stand corrected. But I know that the Lord has something for my uncle and his family, something good. Okay, I'm not praying anything but blessing over him and his family. But I know that one day, he will have to face me and my mom and my family, whether that's in heaven or earth side, here on earth, you know? And I cannot wait for that day. Like it's, I don't know if that's weird to say, but I look forward to the day where I can just look at my uncle and forgive him. And he'll probably deny everything and say, there's nothing for you to forgive me for, but I will know, you know? And in return, ask him for forgiveness as well, you know, for being ignorant and for being young and for not knowing what the heck to do. And, you know, I guess maybe that's nothing that I should be sorry for, or that's something that I can be sorry for, because, you know, it was sad. It was very, very sad on my part. But I feel like even when I was there, I wasn't fully there, because I was just like a teenager and I wanted to do all the teenage stuff and I wanted to party and have fun. I didn't want to be bedside next to some immobile man who was really hardly ever there for me, but was there for me, but chose drugs instead. So, but you know, here we are, and I've gotten a few, you know, just from my husband's father, just how loving and caring he is for his kids, and how he would, I mean, move heaven and earth for them. I've gotten a huge chunk of healing from just seeing him living in Waianae with my husband. And even when we weren't married, just seeing him, how he loves his kids and how blessed they are to have a dad, you know, like physically living here. I mean, it's a huge blessing. And I've reminded my husband all the time when maybe they got into, you know, there were differences or whatever, I would just remind them, hey, this is a gift, you know, appreciate it, recognize how very blessed you are. That, and also just seeing my husband with our girl now, with Havilah now, is, I take it for granted every day. I know that I do. I take it way too much for granted. So I'm working on it. I could work harder, just appreciating him more and loving on him more, and just watching him be with her, and watching him grow, and watching the Lord grow in him and the Lord grow him into the man that I know he's called to be, and into the man that he is now. You know, it's not like he's not fulfilling the call of God on his life. He is. We're all growing, you know, we're all trying to just get to that place, you know, be like Jesus. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the story of my dad. He, the best Hawaiian looking man. I might just be saying that, but I am saying that because it's true. And he loved me. I know that he did. He might have done some dumb things, but you know, he might have done some stupid things, but I know that he really cared for his girl. Like, I know that he cared for me, and I know that he loved me. It was just addictions, you know, it just gripped him. And that's what he chose. And that it's not okay, but he chose what he chose. And you know, we get to learn from that and grow from that. And I can't be anything but grateful, you know, because I can so vividly remember me staying with him over at his house when I was ticked off at my mom. She sent me to live with him, and I was just giving her attitude, just being a kid. And I stayed with him for a couple weeks, and not long after, I was crying and I wanted to go back home to mom, which was probably the most saddest thing, because I think he really wanted me to stay with him, but I missed my mom too much because I was still in elementary school and then middle school. And then every morning I would catch the bus, and the bus would pull up right next to the drive, you know, the driveway of the house, and he would put me on. And then as the bus is driving away, if you know Molokai, there's nobody on the road, okay? Like, the bus is the only car, the only vehicle that's driving at 7 o'clock in the morning to take kids to school. So he would walk in the middle of the road and stand there and just wave until really he couldn't see the bus anymore, or long enough for me to know that he was just watching the bus drive away. And that, oh my God. Then we just stand. Oh, those are moments like that makes me cry. Like, that makes me tear, because it's just so precious, you know. And I don't it's hard to really focus on the crappy parts of things when you have moments like that you will never forget, and that you can hold on to for forever, no matter how crappy the situation is. No matter how ugly the picture was painted, it's still a masterpiece. Like, it was still painted on a canvas. And I think that's important for all of us to know. I don't know if this is a word for anybody, but remember that no matter the no matter the painting, no matter the style, no matter the you know, whether it's just done sloppy, whether it's just, you know, thrown on there or slapped on there or sprayed on there, or whether it's done, you know, delicately, like Van Gogh's type of thing, the canvas is still a canvas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the base of it is there. And so my battery's gonna die. So just hold on to that word, take it, you know, just remember that, you know, life is life and memories are memories, and there are good memories even in the midst of all of the ugliness. And you might say that there isn't any, but let me tell you, there will be at least one or two, if at least one, but that's still one. You know what I'm saying? So the canvas is still a canvas. The memories are still there. No matter how ugly the painting might be, the picture might be painted, it's still on a canvas, and the canvases remain the same. They're there. I don't know if that made sense. Oh my gosh. Okay. My camera's gonna die. I don't know how long this footage was, but I hope y'all found it entertaining. I hope that you got to, you know, hear a little piece of me, of my history with my daddy, and my eyebrow plucking, and the whining, the week wind down. I hope you had a beautiful week, and I'm confident that you will see next week, prayerfully, and it'll be a great week next week too. Because why? Because God's already in it. Hallelujah. Isn't that great to know? That's so great to know that he's already there. That he's already got all the good and the bad, the highs and the lows. It's already in his hands. Isn't that a big, like, thumbs up? Come on. Thumbs this video up for Jesus, okay? And wine. because we love wine. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, I love it. I look forward to next week. I look forward to next week. What next week's week wind down is gonna be. Leave your if you did have a glass, tell me which one down below. Maybe I'll try it next week for next week's video. I kind of tanked that. That's alright because I'm going straight to bed. I'm gonna wrap this up, and that's okay. And you got to see my retinol application and all the other stuff. Some music, some lash serum, some eyebrow plug, and all the things. So, guys, I love you very much. Thank you for being here. And pray for me, okay? Please. I need all the prayers for the situation with my uncle and healing and all the things, my family and my baby, my husband, my marriage. And I'll be praying for you. Any prayer requests, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And join the Ohana. We're almost at 200. So exciting. Love you. Good night. See you next week.